and for his support during the week-long treatment. Aissatou Badian Sarr, GRTS.
The Young African People's Association YAPA, a youth organization born out of the will of promoting peace and stability, recently embarked on a day summit at the Father Farrell Hall in Kanifing to talk about peace and stability in Africa and the world at large. Mamadou Diallo reports.
The association recently embarked on a day summit at the Father Farrell Memorial Hall in Kanifing to talk about peace and stability in Africa and the world at large. Given the importance of peace and stability in Africa's development, the summit's theme, Peaceful Coexistence Among Africans, Self-Reliance and African Unity, centered on the achievement of the continent's development by means of global peace, stability and unity. The association spokesman talked about some of the aims and objectives of the organization, which include the achievement of good governance and leadership, as well as the promotion of democracy and participation on peaceful coexistence. He also revealed that this is the first general summit of the Young African People's Association, talking particularly about African peace and unity since its registration in 2012.
Each and every one of us here present is here with the hope of going home at the end of the day with a positive view towards African unity and coexistence. As we all know, there is war all over Africa. In various parts of Africa we have wars, people killing one another. So we need ourselves, like we the Africans, to come together and stop these brutal killings and murders in our motherland.
The founding father of the association, Vincent Anani, spoke at length on issues surrounding Africa and world peace. Citing the Gambia as an example, Anani said that peace is attainable all over Africa.
I am very pleased and happy on the theme of the summit or conference, Peaceful Coexistence Among Africans, Self-Reliance and African Unity. It touches my heart that the young African people have thought it wise to pursue peace and unity among themselves. I strongly believe that the young people achieve anything they set their minds into.
The summit brought together youth participants from various organizations. It also attracted students from various schools, including this St. Teresa's Upper Basic School student.
As it is an organization that is African young people, and they are here to fight for peace. According to the president, he mentioned that peace is one of the best things we need in a country.
The guest speaker on the occasion, John Mane, opined that peace is a very broad concept whose attainment includes attitudinal change. He further described the summit as fruitful and among the best.
All the conferences I have attended, it is only the upstairs, the governmental level people, diplomats, that come together in order to discuss. But in front of me today, I have seen younger people, younger Africans, young, beautiful, great Gambians come together, sit down, think of coming together and discuss something that will move Africa from base one or step one to step two.
Peace and stability may be viewed as very crucial tools in the development agenda of any given nation. As a result, one may view the efforts of Young African People's Association Summit to address this issue as very valuable despite its grassroots stance. Mamadou Diallo, GRTS.
Several housewives in rural Gambia depend on wood as fuel to cook their meals. However, State Green Foundation, an environmentally friendly organization, is encouraging the women of Ndofan village in the North Bank region to make a U-turn and adapt to the latest methods of preparing food in the absence of the three-legged cooking stove. Ibrahim Balde picks up the rest of that story.
As regards the various ways cooking can be made, the State Green Foundation came up with what environmental experts believe is the ultimate answer to the problems Gambian women, especially those using the old methods of cooking, face. Due to the bond that exists between his organization and the community, Babu Karimbai is trying to promote and at the same time popularize the idea his State Green Foundation recently had. Over the years, the State Green Foundation has been advocating sustainable ways of mitigating the effects of climate change. Therefore, it was not surprising to the women of Ndofan who observed with keen interest the demo by Babu Karimbai. It is difficult to estimate the number of people who uses the three-legged stove in the country. What is apparent is that an environmental friendly organization is trying to promote this concept. Under this system, mud is mixed with dry grass to construct a layer that is supposed to accommodate a cooking pot. Paukanbai said it was important for women to take note.
The improved cooking stove workshop is meant to assist the communities to build a simple stove that will help them reduce the use of firewood, invariably reducing the stress on the forest and the forest products in terms of firewood production. And then on the other side, it's going to help them reduce emissions of CO2, which is very significant, which is very important in our intervention to try to build resilience to climate change. Because if you look at our women, locally the way we cook with our open tree stone stove, you use a lot of fire. The women are exposed to a lot of heat. The women are exposed to a lot of smoke. The women are exposed to flames. There are so many accidents where women, their lappers or their dresses will, catch fire, burn them, or their children will be burned, and so forth.
The participants expressed satisfaction with the latest innovative ways or systems of preparing food in the absence of the three-legged stove, which until now is very popular in many kitchens in the country. If this new initiative is adopted, it is expected to drastically reduce our dependence on wood as fuel to cook food.
It will also reduce the use of firewood, which is going to reduce the stress on the forest and the forest products, namely the cutting of trees and so forth for firewood. And if you look at the stove, there is nothing expensive about it. Everything, all the materials required are local. All that you need is mud and grass. You mix them, then you build your stove. No changes. You use your tree stone, place your cooking pot, you build your stove.
The organic changes environmental experts are calling for in the kitchen may take some time before meaningful developments could be realized. The people perhaps need more time to be sensitized in various ways for the lessons to be digested. Ibrahim Balde, GRTS News.
We'll be back with news from outside the Gambia right after this short break. Welcome back. China's new top leaders have wrapped up the country's National People's Congress with words of resolve and optimism. In his closing remarks, President Xi Jinping promised his government will pursue what he called the Chinese dream. China's number 2 told international journalists his top priority is economic stability. We have more in this CNN report.
Confirmed by the National People's Congress, China's legislature, in its annual session with pomp and ceremony inside the Great Hall of the People. Taking the center stage is Xi Jinping, China's new president and commander-in-chief of the People's Liberation Army. He was already installed the Communist Party chief 4 months ago, so this completes the handover of power from Hu Jintao, who is retiring, to 59-year-old Xi Jinping. Xi called for the realization of what he called the Chinese dream.
To realize the Chinese dream of great renaissance means to build a strong and prosperous country, rejuvenate our nation, and push for the well-being of the people.
Experts say Xi faces many tough challenges.
They have to deal with some of the very tough, issues about party and government official corruption. They have to deal with severe inequality issues. They have to deal with environment issues, balance of growth issues, transforming China's economy to a more domestic consumption-based